Let's take question number 3, in which we have to find square root of decimal numbers. Let's take second part. We need to find square root of 7.29. So we will start with the same steps as we followed previously. Write the number 7.29. Start pairing from right side. We see that there is only one pair, that is 29, and 7 is left as it is. So first step is to write a square number which is less than 7. So we know the square number. First square number is 1, second square number is 4, and third square number is 9. 9 is greater than 7, so we will choose 4, and 4 is a square of 2. So divisor is 2 and quotient is 2, so 2 multiplied 2 is 4. Now what will be the remainder? The remainder is 3. Now write down 29 as it is. Next step is to double the quotient and leave a space. So when we double the quotient, we get 4 and we will leave a blank. Now think of a number which is less than or equal to 329. So we can do this by try and error method, by multiplying 1 by 1. That is, first time choosing 45, that means we are choosing 5 in this blank space. Second, we are choosing 6, so we will multiply it by 6 and we get 276, but it is still less than 329. We have to see the highest possibility, highest number that is less than 329 or equal to 329. So the next, what we did, we multiplied 47 and 7, we get 329, which is exactly equal to this dividend. So we will write 47 in this blank and we will multiply 7 and we get 329. And remember, there is a decimal just after 2, so we have to write decimal also just after 2. That is, there is decimal just after 7, so we have to write decimal just after 2. So square root of 7.29 is 2.7. Square root of 7.29 is 2.7. Let's take second question, that is third part. 51.84. We have to find square root of 51.84. So start doing by writing the number 51.84. Pair the number from right side. Now we see that there is 51 from the left side, and we have to write a number which is, we have to write a square number which is less than 51. So 5 square is 25, 6 squared is 36, 7 squared is 49. So 49 is less than 51, so we will choose 7. So the divisor is 7, we will multiply it by 7, that is the quotient, and we get 49. Now what is the remainder? Remainder is 2. Now we see that after this part there is a decimal, and we have just completed this part, so write decimal over here as well. Now double the quotient or write this 84 down and double the quotient. On doubling the quotient we get 14 and leave a space. Now think of a number which is less than or equal to 284. So 142 multiplied 2, we get 284. So the remainder is 0. So what is the square root of 51.84? It is 7.2. Fourth question is, find the least number which must be subtracted from each of the following numbers so as to get a perfect square. Also find the square root of the perfect square so obtained. Now let's see the first part. It is 402. Let's check whether it is a perfect square or not. So by division method, what we will do, we will apply the same steps. Start pairing. So square root which is less than or equal to, square number which is less than or equal to 4 is 4, and which is a square of 2. So 2 multiplied 2 is 4. So what is the remainder? 0. Now write down the left part as it is and double the quotient. On doubling the quotient we get 4 and leave a space. Now how many times will it go? Let it go by 0 times, as it is only 2. So what is the remainder? What is the remainder? Remainder is 2. Since we are getting a remainder as 2, that means that 402 is not a perfect square. So what number we should subtract from 402 to get a perfect square? So whatever will be the remainder, you will subtract that remainder from the given number. So when we subtract 2 from 402, we get 400. So this number we got. Let's see this number is a square root or a square number or not. So when we find the square root of 400, let's see what is the square root of 400. So 2 multiplied 2 is 4. On subtracting we get 0. We writing these two zeros as it is, and this will go 0 times, and the remainder is 0. This means that 400 is a perfect square and the square root is 20. So what we subtracted from 402 to get a perfect square? We subtracted 2. That is the remainder. And perfect square was 400, and square root of 400 is 20. Let's take second part. The number is 1989. Now we have to check whether it is a perfect square or not. So when we do the division, so finding the square root, we must use division method. So number is 1989. So write down the numbers, start pairing from right side. Now we have to write a square number which is less than 19 or equal to 19. So square of 4 is 16, which is less than 19, but square of 5 is 25, which is greater than 19. So we will choose 16, which is a square of 4. So divisor will be 4, quotient will be 4, and what we will get 16. We will write below 19. What will be the remainder? Remainder will be 3. So write down leftover part as it is. Now double the quotient. On doubling the quotient we get 8. Now think of a number which must be multiplied so as to get the number less than 389. So here we are taking 4, that is 84, multiply 4, we are getting 336. So on subtracting we are getting 53 as the remainder. So that means 1989 is not a perfect square. To get a perfect square, we must subtract 53 from 1989. So we get 1936. It is a perfect square, so let's check what is the square root of this. So write down the number as it is, start pairing. The first pair is 19. Think of a square number which is less than 19, so it is 16. So multiply it, we get 16, and 336 is 3 is the remainder, and write 36 as it is. So on multiplying 84 with 4, we are getting 336. So what is the square root of 1936? It is 44. So children, this is all for today. Hope you understood. Thank you.